What's going on YouTube? Warstorm here, coming at you guys in the video today. I'm going to have a little brief thing at the intro for you guys, talking about my history of the Pendulum video project. So you guys want to kind of move to the main topic of the video, which is talking about Witch's Strike. Feel free to click the link down below in the description box. And remember, I did read some comments on older videos saying, oh, I took a while to get to the point. So again, if you guys just want to hear about Witch's Strike, you want to learn about what I think about this card, you can go from there. Just click on the link down below. It'll be in the description box at the very top, so you can click and skip that part. So anyways, I want to talk about History of the Pendulum and what it is, because I did kind of briefly talk about it, but what I am actually doing with the videos, you're seeing the thumbnail made by THerarely up in here. Thank you very much, speaking of which. But anyways, this video has been by far the most ambitious project I have ever done. It is basically, the essential, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's covering the Pendulum mechanic from its release point back originally in the summer of 2015 or 2014 to now. So this is over 4 years of coverage for a specific mechanic. Is a lot of commitment, a lot to do. Currently, I'm in the scripting phase. Most of the time, these videos have 3 phases: the scripting phase, the recording phase, and the editing phase. So, of those 3, the scripting phase is the one I'm currently in right now. I'm actually at maximum crisis in terms of where I'm at, so I've got about another year worth of script to write, then I record the video, then it gets done. So it's currently where I'm at right now in this video. I don't sit down and edit it every day because I want to really kind of space out so I don't get burned out. When the video is actually done, I think you guys will think it was well worth the wait. Pendulum summoning has always was one of my favorite personal mechanics. I really enjoyed it. It's a mechanic I've played pretty much since the end of time, so I hope you guys are willing to wait and be patient, because when this video does come, it will be good. I promise you guys that. But anyways, we're going to move to the main topic of this video, which is Witch's Strike. So this is a card I've seen a lot of people talk about. Whenever you have a card that has an effect like this one has, you tend to people go buku crazy over it. And so it is a normal trap card that states whenever a card or effect when a summon is negated, or whenever a card or effect is negated, you can use this trap card in response to that, after it resolves, to be able to destroy all cards on your opponent's field and in their hand. So that part of the effect is what's got everyone going buku crazy over the card. Some people are even going as far to say it's going to be an $80 secret rare, which I don't really think that's going to be the case. I'm going to talk about this today. So in terms of this card, I think it is, because the main part of the discussion is it a meme card or a viable card. It's probably somewhere, it's closer to a meme card, but it's probably somewhere kind of in between the two. So in terms of an effect like this, it's tied to a normal trap, which means it's somewhat accessible. You have things like Lilith, things like Trap Trick. It's not easy, it's not hard to get it out of the deck, but that's the problem with a card like this. It's much like Waking the Dragon or something like an Artifact Sanctum, in that it's good because it surprises your opponent when it resolves. Now, you have to keep in mind what this can respond to and what it can't. It only responds to cards or effects or summon negations, meaning it can't be activated in response to things like Ash Blossom, like Effect Failure and Infinite Impermanence, because those don't actually negate activations. That's very important. It can be activated, however, after something like Gamma or Ghost Bell activates, because those cards negate activations. That's the most important thing to remember about this card, when it can be activated and when it can't. And obviously, like I said, you can but the thing about this card is it relies on an opponent activating a super specific kind of interaction. So we do have a plethora of cards in this game that negate activations, like Trigate Wizard. There's Ultra guys play things like Solemn Strike and Protocol, and the Hextia, the Link 3, Link 2. They have a lot of cards, so in terms of, there are things it can be responded to, but the biggest problem I have with this card is that it's difficult to see that it resolves any time past like a turn 3. Because if you're going into a turn 2, typically the only time you're going to be activating a Witch's Strike is if your opponent, you try to hand trap them, if you're going second in most cases, especially because this Witch's Strike is the kind of card you'd be citing. The problem with this is using something like Gamma using it in response to something like Gamma, for example, when you hand trap. It's a super specific scenario. So in most cases, this card's not going to resolve until turn 3. And you think about the other cards you could have been... Now, again, in the Altergeist mirror, I think that is where this particular card has a good chance to shine. Because Evenly Matched is very good, and Red Reboot are very good against Altergeist, but in the mirror match for Altergeist, this card is really going to shine. It can be a super grindy match, and the card can typically break the cycle of the grindy mirror match of Altergeist when it resolves. So, in terms of an actual scenario, I think Witcher Strike can be useful. Talking about playing an Altergeist mirror, that is a situation where it's actually really, really good. Now, if you're playing against Altergeist, there are probably better options for you. There are things like Evenly Matched, which recently got reprinted, so you can get a set for, you can get it for about $25 right now. And even if you don't have that, there's things like Red Reboot, which granted you are paying half, but against a deck like Altergeist, it doesn't have a lot of big monsters. If you're playing a certain kind of deck, like maybe Crusadia, you don't care about that. You just want to get locked down their back row, and you know you're going to kill them that turn. So that's one thing I really kind of have a problem with this card, is that it's really, really slow. And there's other things you could be playing that just happen to be better. It's good to be... When you read an effect like destroy all cards on your opponent's field and hand, you instantly think, it's the type of effect when you read it, you're like, oh my god! But then you actually realize, like, okay, when can I actually resolve this? And there are very few instances where you're going to be able to resolve a Witcher Strike outside of an Altergeist mirror. So, in summary, do I think this card is a meme card or a good card? I think it's closer to a meme card, but it does have some situations where it is very viable. But those situations are pretty niche, and there are just better things you can be siding for the types of decks this is good against, which could be something like that's more back row heavy, like Altergeist. They're just better things to be siding against the deck, at least in my opinion. So anyways, that about comes to the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it today. Let me know what you guys think of Witcher Strike down in the comment section below. And as always, I thank you guys for watching. So Orstorm, signing out.